what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of No Idol Music TV. So you get to be number one.
I'm the first?
Yes, you're the first.
Yes, lucky number one.
Oh my god, I'm honored.
Yes. So we are going to be highlighting different independent artists and entrepreneurs, creatives, just out in the world. Anybody that brings that positive energy to the creative industry, that No Idol music spirit. So we've been reaching out, we've been thinking back on who we interacted with that we had just such a positive experience with. And we have here YNN Peralta. Is that how you say your name?
I mean, that's an aspect of it.
I know, I'm like, how do you say your name? Introduce yourself.
So it's YNN Peralta. And
interesting. I like that.
Thank you. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty much basically like yin energy. So that's how you pronounce it. I'm a singer, songwriter, dancer. Genres metal, rock, R&B. So I'm definitely starting a new wave, and I'm here to, just create and teach others how to do what they love what they do, and stay true. So it's me.
Yeah, and that's what's up. Yeah, I remember meeting you in person. We met at Splash Fest.
Yeah.
It seems like a billion years ago.
Yeah. But Rona got stretched time.
Rona just made 2020 was a long year. And we
Yeah.
met the year before that, I think, at Splash Fest, because there was no Splash Fest in the summer because it's Rona. But I just remember you were just so positive, and you just had such a beautiful energy. So you definitely are accomplishing your goal. That was before you were just telling me you had just getting started on your music at that time. So you're definitely bringing that energy, that yin energy that you're looking to bring. Because I remember that about you. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember her.
Thank you. That's such a blessing to hear, because that's, we have so many goals, and that's my main goal though, is to express, being who you are, being true, and leaving that imprint on those who are not, motivated, or who are just down, and so just bringing that energy from just being your authentic and being impeccable with yourself and spreading that light, it's just, I'm so happy to hear that. That just warms my heart so much.
Swag.
True.
And shout out to your single. I've been listening to it, and I'm not gonna lie, it has really good playback value. So
we're
shout out to that.
Back to
it's
back
called
to back.
Happy Sunshine for everybody who's out there viewing this, and it's a great song. I didn't even realize that it was playing on repeat 8 different times. So you got at least 10 views for me, just today.
Thank you. Honestly, I am so new to Spotify. I'm still learning this whole marketing and the whole back end of being an artist. But you see, right now I just checked in, it was over 24,000. I'm still getting used to the numbers. I don't really know what that means, and the followers and how many people are following, but yeah, just seeing that, when I first saw it, just being on there, I just cried. I was just oh my gosh, someone out there in the world is just listening to it,
Yep. It's different.
So
That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's so much there's so much in the back end, that you don't see happening. It's even just with the Spotify, it's so many, there's the followers, the listeners, they're different somehow.
How? Why?
I know, right? Hey, it's the age of Aquarius. We gotta get that tech up.
Yeah, seriously.
And then another thing that irritates me is the listeners don't correspond with the streams. People be on there with 30,000 monthly listeners and then don't got not one song above 1,000 streams.
Yeah, that confuses me.
I
don't
understand algorithm.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's all just it's an algorithm, but that's why with No Idol, that's our main thing, is just trying not to focus so much on that, because it's we know that the actual vibe is there, we know people are there and they're catching it, and that's all that really matters. But it is exciting when you're getting over 24,000 on your single. You know, that's the first one that you put up there. So we're really happy for you because we were bumped. We bumped it on repeat. It has great playback value. We just I wanted to ask you too, like, about the process for the song, because like you were saying, you have like that like metal, like rock, that kind of like, that R&B kind of, you know, simmering in there. So it's kind of like, it's really good with the genre bending that you're doing. Sometimes when people do that, it's a little choppy, but it's so fluid. It's like really authentic. I just wanted to know about the process, like for how you created the song.
Yeah. So, oh man. I was at my producer's house and we were just having a barbecue. It was a sunny day. And that at that level where I was at, I was still new to songwriting. So in the beginning, it's very simple. So I was just vibing with the beat. And then I just started writing with what I was feeling and what I was seeing. And so he did help me write it too. And he's a great writer. So it was just more of just being in the moment and not being afraid to just like write out random and just following your heart. And so that's when I start my process, is just free writing and just feeling the vibe and not being scared to do that. You know, it may not make sense at first,
right?
But then that's the whole fun of it. Like, things don't make sense, and then when it just comes around, you're like, oh, okay, like
right.
That's something I'm still learning to get used to, is trusting the process, you know. So
oh man,
I find myself starting over at least 10,000 times in one session. I never trust what I say. I'll be thinking of some shit and I'll be like, that sounds stupid. No, ain't nobody gonna understand it. Erase it, you know. But it's all about trusting the process, you know.
It is. So it just starts with something simple, just one word, and then it just, you know, you start from that root, it turns into a tree trunk, and then you start branching out, and then it's just never ending. And
that's
it's
a good
all
way to
about,
think about it.
you know.
About that.
I know, yeah. That's why I love talking and like freestyling sometimes, because you just, you know, start going that cycle. So, you know, when I started writing it, that's just what happened. I just started doing some simple words and what I loved: fireflies, moonlight.
Yeah, I think that like that freestyle aspect too, that's what makes it like, that's what really brings the vibe out, you know? Because like when you're thinking so hard about like, oh, I want it to sound like this, or I want to make sure I have some of that, it takes it away, right? Like that authentic feeling that you had at the beginning. So I think that freestyle kind of element of just like writing it and like letting it get on the beat like that really comes through in the song for sure. Yeah.
Freestyling is a good way to find a topic that you want to talk about too. Because, you know, you kind of just, when you freestyle, you just kind of say whatever comes to mind and keep whatever resonates. So.
Right. And then
I got a real important question for you, as artist to artist, entrepreneur to entrepreneur. I noticed you only have like one song, and that song is super fire. But like, tell me what you did to get 24,000 listeners, you know, like, was it, did you just drop it and then like the fire of the song just dragged the viewers, or did you like put some money into it for marketing, or like?
So that's the thing. Okay, so I have two answers. Yes and yes. Yes and yes.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
So yeah, a little bit of both. So my first yes is connected to astrology. I'm really into astrology, and I've been really studying about my natal chart and where my planets are, and they all align with music. So pretty much like what I do is literally just written in the stars, and I can just go deep and all that. So it's just more of just meant to be. Like, I am meant to bring this music out, and so I think that's just why there's a wave going on. And just the fact that, you know, it's in me, you know, it's a part of my family. I'm just born to do it. The other thing is that I'm still learning about this marketing stuff, and I have been paying installments to my producer. But the thing is that I haven't paid it off yet. So until I pay it all off, then the distribution, the third party, or, you know, the people I'm paying are going to be putting into the algorithms or whatever you call them. That's so confusing. I don't know what goes on. I need to still learn about that. But so he told me after I finish paying my installments, because the artists be struggling.
Yeah,
I gotta be like, here's this, here's that. Like, I'll get there. So I believe, like, I'm not totally sure, but I believe that 24,000 is just natural, because I have not paid my full payment on getting more.
Okay, so you're just filthy like that. That's all that is.
Okay.
That's all that is.
But yeah, I wanted to like also explain like the meaning of the song too. So you know, at first when you listen to it, it's definitely, you think of like your loved one, like romance, you know, off the bat, which it is. However, as I kept listening to it, you know, you can really relate it to anything. You can sing it to yourself. You know, you're doing it for yourself.
And those are the best kinds of songs. The songs where you can make it mean whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah. And, you know, at first I wanted it to be something like romantic, but as I kept listening to it, I was just like, you know what? This is for me. You know, this song is truly for me. And I think that's what I truly like started writing it. It was just from me, but you know, it can be anything. It's just like an umbrella. So whatever,
right? It's like just that, like whatever you want to, whatever makes you feel that.
Yeah.
It's
a rainbow.
So hey, yo, I got a really